you had to take something from
Oh,
James right
man,
now,
don't-
which would be like the perfect
Don't get him
like,
started.
weapon?
That's a lethal.
My son, we are hunters. The greatest the world has ever known.
Охотник до сказки.
Hi guys, thank
mic
you
pack.
so much.
Is that the mic pack?
It's a mic, or maybe it's like a surprise
It's like a
card.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't smoke, but well, speaking of smoking, I know that you went into a really healthy routine for getting fit for Kraven,
Yeah.
and you work really intensely with nutritionist and a trainer. Did you find yourself getting like a little bit obsessed with all of the
Absolutely.
fitness world, like watching YouTube videos, reading books? How are you on that fitness craziness right now?
I'm not. I'm enjoying being able to have a drink and eat some pizza because yeah, I was on a very, very tight regime for those 2 years. No alcohol, but very clean diet. And yeah, and we were training every day in order to get that physique, in order to look like this comic book character, you know?
Yeah, it's not easy to look like that.
It doesn't look easy. And now that you're done with it, is there something that you're really relieved that you're not gonna have to eat anymore, or that you're not gonna have to train like a specific way anymore?
Yeah, in some ways, and then others, I'd be like, if we had the opportunity to do this again, then I'd be excited to kind of go back and do that. But it's nice to have a break from it, and I'm working on other things too, so I need to slim down and not look like that.
All
What
right.
did your kids think when you looked like that? I mean, that must be like, it was like,
I don't know.
it's crazy.
Super dad.
Yeah, he like, it was quite something.
Speaking about crazy things, if you would have been able to invite Stan Lee or Steve Ditko into one of the scenes of the movie, you know, on set.
Yeah, where would you put him?
See,
Wow,
which
good
moment would you
question.
like to share with them?
Yeah, that's so interesting. I do know the scene, but I don't want to fully give it away. But I would say there's a couple scenes in the film that are kind of about the emotional core of the character. I think what those two guys really loved about this character as he progressed through the comic books was that he was a complicated, kind of really dynamic, troubled guy. There was one scene in particular when the boys were they were younger that I might have I could see Stan Lee had played an interesting role in, but that would have been a fun cameo. I never thought about that, but yeah, good question.
I'd be interested to know kind of where JC would have had Stan Lee. I met Stan Lee. It was
You did?
remarkable. Yeah, I did,
Wow.
and feel very, very honoured and blessed to have met him, and very lovely.
There's a
He was
scene
very
with
lovely guy.
when the young kid meets the poachers, where he could have been one of those poachers. That
That's-
would have-
And now that you're talking about kids, I think that Kraven might become one of the core memories from superhero films for younger audience. You know, like they're gonna remember, like, oh, I remember watching this kid this film as a kid. Is there a film you watched when you were younger that kind of stuck with you and even influenced in the way that you approached this film?
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before, but the first film I saw in a movie theater was Richard Donner's Superman, which is the original Superman, kind of the hallmark film. And I just happened to be born at that time. I was, I think, 5 or 6 years old. The first kind of going to a movie theater, and so that film really affected also just the structure. Our film is structured like a classic origin story, the way that is. So that film for me, absolutely. And it affects all my films weirdly because it's that first experience.
Mine probably, in a sense of like inspiring things on this set. Probably even just working with Jackie Chan when I was 12 and really getting a sense of how he was as a stunt performer and how he sort of just took the environment in around him. So we'd have I did Shanghai Nights with him, and we had this huge market scene and a huge built set outside, and he came on that day, and it was almost like the gymnasium. Like he just looked around and was like, okay,
and he does that on the day?
Right, yeah, he does it like in the morning of, and then works out and kind of goes, well, all right, I'll swing around that, jump up there, we can have a whole thing here. So the props and the environment become the inspiration for some of the sequences that he builds together. Do you know what I mean? So kind of seeing and observing and watching that, and then working with the stunt team in this world and being able to take this character on real locations across the globe was very inspirational in the way that he puts his energy into it, how he works with the team.
We also have that line that you deliver where you say, I use whatever tools are available, which is like of that mantra. Find something. This character picks things up and uses them in brutal ways.
So you've had to take something from right now, which will be like the perfect
Don't get him started.
like, weapon. Yeah, that's a real one.
That's a lethal.
For Lady Mermaid and Kraven. Little Mermaid. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Can't wait to see the film.
And you will become a legend.
When the man comes around. When the man comes around.